Downtown Odessa Arts posted this last night. They're lighting it up in blue, and this will continue throughout the rest of the month. It is in honor of Officer Bailey Martin, who had the procession last week, who will be buried on Friday, and then his girlfriend, Jayda Floyd, juvenile probation officer. They say this will remain blue for the rest of the month. A nice touch that they're doing here to remember both. We're going to also, of course, keep an eye on downtown Odessa, where we anticipate the arrival of the procession. Jayda's body is making its way back to Odessa, being escorted out of Austin this morning. Many law enforcement officials are there. Sheriff Mike Griffiths also there. Her body will be brought back to Sunset, where it will be prepared, and then her service will be set. We don't have any details on her service just yet. Okay, that's back downtown now at 2nd and Grant. We are also stationed at 2nd and 8th Street, by the way, and we will get to that as well. As if you remember from the procession that we shared with you last week, we will show you the procession here in downtown. They will then make their way down to 2nd and 8th before heading to Sunset, and we will have you images along the way showing all of that. Again, we are on the air. We do have coverage online and on our Facebook page. And so we thank you for joining us. We are going to continue to remember both of these folks. And there are some others, too, from our area that need thoughts and prayers, their families as they deal with the loss of these loved ones. We've had a number from our area that have sadly passed away in what happened. Again, this is the procession for Jayda Floyd. There is a law enforcement car coming through right now. We anticipate they are heading ahead of the procession and then will make their way down. You saw the lights in the front of that car. There was quite a caravan of cars that actually left Austin this morning. They left very early at about 9 o'clock this morning to make their way here to downtown Odessa, bringing her body. Here comes an Odessa police car. If this is the lead car, there should be the hearse coming behind, but it could be several of the cars who were in that procession early on to lead the way. We will keep this shot up right now as we anticipate their arrival now into downtown Odessa. Once again, a lot of folks there on the streets as they were last week, on Wednesday of last week. Okay, here comes some more law enforcement cars, and I believe we are starting to see the procession now making its way into town. There is Sheriff Mike Griffiths in his blue truck. Behind that should be the hearse carrying the body of Jayda. Okay, there is Jayda's body right now. Jayda Floyd, of course, as was an Ector County juvenile probation officer. She was a graduate of UT Permian Basin and working on her master's degree. She and her boyfriend, Odessa police officer Bailey Martin, now their bodies are being brought back to Odessa. This caravan will continue here from downtown Odessa and will make its way down to 2nd and 8th Street. We will join down there in just a minute. We have Jair Brooks Davis down there with a shot, so we can anticipate catching that as they make their way down. Now, this is a little bit of a trek to get where he is. We'll eventually stop down at Sunset Memorial Gardens. That is where they will have a small procession with the police officers and law enforcement agencies who are escorting her bodies. Again, they're her body. They started early this morning and stopped along I-20 and in Sonora and various places. There were people even out there with flags stretched across the bridge to pay their respects. And this is being done in every location they go through. There were people on the streets in McCamey. More than likely, there were people on the streets in Crane, or they at least pulled over to pay their respects. And so now this caravan is continuing on to Sunset Memorial, where Jayda's body will be sent there to be prepared for her service. Again, we have no details on hers. Bailey's, by the way, will be held this Friday. That has already been set at Sunset Memorial. So we gave you that information during our news yesterday, and we will have that later on tonight as we share that with you. But again, the caravan now leaving the downtown area, although you see many law enforcement cars who are there for the procession of Jayda Floyd. Once again, a juvenile probation officer for Ector County. She also sadly lost her life in those floods in the hill country. We showed you quite a bit about some heavy rains again over there over the weekend, and so they're still dealing with a lot there in the hill country. I've seen some incredible images of just some of the work they're doing, and a lot of law enforcement agencies, fire departments from all around Texas are down there doing their best to continue the cleanup efforts, to continue the search and recovery efforts. There are still a lot of folks who have not been identified yet. There are a lot of people still reported as missing, and so they are doing some amazing work down there trying to get this all done. This will be an ongoing effort. We're going to go right. Yeah, we're going to go right now to Mary-Kate Hamilton. She is down at Sunset Memorial where this procession will head that way. Let's also keep an eye on 8th and 2nd if we can to see if they go by there. Mary-Kate joins us right now. Mary-Kate, they have left the downtown area and now headed your way.
Jay, as we saw, Jayda Floyd has officially returned home from Odessa all the way from the Hill Country today. As we know, that procession taking the same route that her boyfriend took less than a week ago. This here at Sunset Memorial Gardens will be her final stop, and there are plenty of people here to welcome her home as well. We know we saw people line up along 2nd Street, but there are plenty of people here, I should say, as well. Again, this will be her final stop. I believe her funeral arrangement is set for sometime late next week, but her body will be brought here to Sunset Memorial Gardens very shortly. We are going to be here live and bring you the sights and sounds once they finally arrive. Jay?
To 8th Street, or excuse me, 2nd Street there. That was a shot. Jair Brooks Davis is helping us out today. He is running one of our cameras for us, and he has a shot up saying, here comes the procession now passing them. This is down at about, Grandview and 2nd Street. And as you can see, there's the procession. Here comes the hearse carrying Jayda's body right now, and they will head toward Sunset Memorial Gardens, just passing now. This is 2nd Street, and that would be Grandview underneath that bridge right there where they are passing right now. They will then head down to Sunset Memorial Gardens. We will get back to Mary-Kate here in just a minute. As you can see, a lot of law enforcement vehicles that are there, some of them from other law enforcement agencies throughout West Texas. We've had a lot of support, and it's great to see these law enforcement agencies as they travel along with this hearse to show their respects, pay their respects. We did this for Officer Bailey Martin, and now we are doing this for Jayda Floyd as she makes her way to Sunset Memorial Gardens. It's sad that we've had to do these 2 in 1 week, really, because we did Bailey's last week, Bailey Martin, the Odessa police officer, and now here is his girlfriend, Jayda Floyd, being brought back as well. But certainly both deserve the respects of this community and the law enforcement agency. They were law enforcement partners working together. And so it's sad that we have to do this, but we do want to show that they are indeed honoring and respecting those that lost their lives. There are a lot, of course, that still have not been identified, as I said, and we'll get further updates with what's been going on there and the ongoing efforts to pay their respects to those who lost their lives. And what a mess down there. So thanks for all that law enforcement are doing down there. We showed you some video of the Andrews County Sheriff, who was also down there assisting. We are just awaiting the arrival of her body now down to Sunset Memorial Gardens. And once we get her there, they will have a small ceremony and they will take her body inside. And again, that will start the process of getting her ready for her funeral. Once again, the Officer Bailey Martin, his funeral will be on Friday there at Sunset. All right, this is again 2nd Street and Grant. You see the long list of cars that are heading there. We'll go back and show you at Sunset just the images of the folks there who are gathered. I believe we do have a shot there. Do we have a shot just of her? Yes, okay. We're going to go to Sunset Memorial to show you as they are gathered there waiting for the arrival of the caravan. And we should give Mary-Kate a heads up that they are getting closer to her and should be there quite soon. And she may hear the sirens as they make their way. You can see there is a honor guard that is there awaiting with the flags. Once again, they will stop here. They will line up all the law enforcement cars, and those law enforcement agencies will stop as they pay their respects. Right there is the entrance to the cemetery where they will take her body inside. Once again, her funeral services have not been set just yet, but will be set soon, and we will pass those along as soon as we get them. It looks like they are getting to attention now. They've been told that they are getting closer and closer. In fact, their arrival should be coming. As we said, Mary-Kate Hamilton is there. Mary-Kate, if you want to talk with me off camera, you can. They are getting ready to arrive to you, and quite a few people have gathered there, haven't they?
Jay, there are and even more just arrived, including signs that are sending love to the Floyd family. Of course, as you see, the honor guard fully prepared now. Lots of hugs, lots of emotions here on site at Sunset Memorial Gardens. We have plenty of members of the Ector County facilities. We have UT Permian Basin representatives and just friends, family, and loved ones, as well as strangers who just wanted to come and pay their respects to Jayda Floyd, someone who has spent her entire young life working for the community and making it truly a better place. She is set to arrive here in just a few minutes. We saw them go down all the way to 2nd Street, and they should be rounding their way to Sunset Memorial Gardens very shortly. Right now, everything is silent here at Sunset Memorial Gardens as we wait for Jayda Floyd. Jay.
All right, we're going to go, I think, right now to Isabella Garrigo back downtown. She's grabbing Ector County Judge Dustin Fawcett. We want to keep him on standby just in case, because I want to make sure that we don't miss their arrival at the cemetery. So if she'll just have him stand by and be ready, and then we can come to that in a minute. Of course, we have a lot of folks who are working this today. Isabella Garriga downtown, she was there at 2nd and Grant. And then, of course, we have Jair Brooks Davis helping us there on 2nd Street. And Mary Kate, of course, and Callie Cummins there at the cemetery. We don't want to miss their arrival at the cemetery, so let's have him on standby if we can with Isabella down there, because I don't want to miss that. If we can go back to the Ector County Cemetery just to show that, so if we see their arrival, there are the folks that are waiting there. Again, her body will be brought there to be prepared for her funeral. We anticipate their arrival there very quickly, because they made their way actually up 2nd Street pretty quickly, so they ought to be there shortly. Who is that? Okay, we'll get to Dustin in just a minute, so tell him to just hang loose for a second if we can, because I don't want to miss this arrival of this caravan. They've made a long trek from Austin to bring her body here, and so we want to certainly pay our respects as well and show this for you. Okay, they're starting to move now, so I think they see that this is moving pretty quickly. So let's stay right here if we can. Yes, here comes the procession right now. They will be arriving now at Sunset. Mary Kate Hamilton is there. Mary Kate, I'll let you discuss this, if you will.
I believe they're arriving very, very shortly. Jay, like I said earlier, all is quiet here at Sunset Memorial Gardens. Everyone has just gathered to the right side of the street where the procession will drive through. We can see police cars start to arrive here right now. We're going to let you take a look.
these law enforcement agencies all come in and they're going to park. They will all get out and they will all gather and hold a small little memorial there, so to speak, and they will remove her body from the hearse and then take her inside. I did receive a text message from the Odessa American that I believe it appears that Floyd's funeral has been set. The OA is saying that it is July 25th at 1 p.m. is what they are saying. So apparently they got that from the funeral home, perhaps. I'm not sure. They didn't. I just received a text saying that that is when it's going to be, 1 p.m. on July the 25th for Jayda Floyd. Of course, we want to remind you that Officer Bailey Martins is coming up this Friday. That'll be held in the morning hours there at Sunset Memorial. They are handling the funeral services for both Bailey Martin and for his girlfriend, Jayda Floyd. Jayda's body, of course, just arriving back to Odessa now. And once again, the funeral for Officer Bailey Martin will be tomorrow. And then I think it's 10 in the morning, I think is the time for that tomorrow morning. And then Jayda, I am told by the Odessa American, will be July 25th at 1 p.m. So that will give them some time to prepare that. It'll be at First Baptist Church. Laura, thank you very much. Laura Dennis, by the way, sharing that with me. So it will be at First Baptist Church. Oh, no, his is at First Baptist Church. Hers will be at Sunset. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right. Officer Bailey Martin will be at First Baptist Church tomorrow at 10 a.m. and then Jayda's will be on July 25th at Sunset. Thank you, Laura Dennis, for sharing that with us. Again, you were seeing the procession of law enforcement come in, a lot gathering there. They will hold a small ceremony there. Let's go downtown right now, if we can, to Isabella Guerrilla. She is standing by with Ector County Judge Dustin Fawcett, and I know this is hitting Ector County pretty hard because Jayda Floyd was a juvenile probation an officer there for Ector County. So, Isabella, take it away.
Jayda Floyd worked as a juvenile probation officer for the youth center for about a year. She was known to be very good at what she did. She was stern when she needed to be, but she was also a friend when kids needed her to be that too. Judge Fawcett joins us with a little bit more about Jayda. Judge, what can you tell us about her?
So Jayda was an all-star. She was somebody who we were excited about having for the future of our Ector County Youth Center. She had planned on going into counseling and really investing her career. She was just at the beginning of it. She had just recently graduated from UTPB. We were excited to have her on staff to really meet the mission that we have out there in working with our youth, especially on the counseling side, and putting those kiddos on a better pathway. And that's what the mission was that she believed in. We're sorry to have lost her. It's a tragedy for the family. It's a tragedy for the future youth that will never be touched by her, and for her coworkers as well. She was a bright star, and we're going to miss her.
Yes, it sounds like everyone will miss her. I want to hear a little bit about the turnout today. Just let me know what you saw and who all was here and all the people that were here to love and show their love and support today.
Yeah, I would say it was humbling and sobering to see the amount of support, and it's on par with what we've come to expect of our citizens. And also our partner agencies. We had over 7 counties from around the state who turned out. We had folks as far as El Paso County, their youth diversion program. We saw Moore County in here, and there were 5 additional other counties. And then we had our local partners in Midland as well. And we had over 24 agencies across the state who participated in this procession along I-20 and throughout the way. To see that support for a member of law enforcement, to see a member of the public servant group that is oftentimes a thankless group, to see that kind of care, and then to see it here locally with just your citizens waving flags, supporting them. It's what we've come to expect, but it's not to be taken granted of. It's an incredible thing. I'm proud to serve that type of community. We hope that we reflect that in how we serve, and it makes you feel really good. I know that the family really appreciates it. When we had those conversations with them on Friday, we delivered awful news, but it was also good news that we found her, and I know that they take peace in that. There's over 100 families left that don't have that same peace, and so we want to continue praying for them. It breaks my heart to think of that. But to deliver that good news to Jayda's family was a good thing, and I think here locally we need to continue praying for them. There's a little bit of closure, but in a sad sense of irony, tomorrow is Jayda's birthday, and so please pray for the family in that. to be celebrating a birthday without her is going to be challenging. And we pray for them, we feel for them, we've had conversations with them. It's not something that you ever wish upon anybody. It's not something that you ever plan on doing, is burying one of your own family members, especially a child. But I think that our community shows support, and they feel that. And speaking with Christy, her mom, you can see that. And I'm proud of Ector County residents and City of Odessa residents for how they've showed up for those folks.
We sure are glad that Jayda is home. Reporting for First Alert 7 News in downtown Odessa, I'm Isabella Griga.
Jayda Floyd's casket has been taken out of the hearse. She has officially arrived back home here in Odessa at Sunset Memorial Gardens. What a huge, huge outpouring and visible display of love for Jayda Floyd here today. As soon as I thought the procession might be over, more and more cars continued to come. So many agencies and departments all across Ector County and West Texas as a whole, all showing up here for Jayda Floyd. But not only that, clearly lots and lots of loved ones, people who loved her, are here today. There were hugs, there were tears, heavy emotions here at Sunset Memorial Gardens as another life was taken far too soon. A woman who dedicated her life to public service was tragically taken from us in those horrific July 4th floods. Another procession just less than a week after her boyfriend's procession. So much love clearly here for Jayda Floyd. Again, just a horrible afternoon here, but so much love and support, not only for her, respect for her, but also for her family, the Sewell Group, bringing a sign that every single employee had signed saying, "We love the Floyd family." This family has affected so many parts of Odessa and of West Texas. And again, it was beautiful to see this kind of display for Jayda Floyd here today, and make sure she was brought home in the most honorable way possible. Jay?
Mary Kay, thanks very much, and thanks to our team for this coverage. This is sad that we've had to do this 2 days within a week of apart, almost a week apart. It was last Wednesday that Officer Bailey Martin was brought back to Odessa, and now here we are bringing back his girlfriend, Jayda Floyd, but they deserve the honor and respect from this community, and so good to see that so many people were out there to pay their respects, law enforcement agencies from not only here in the Midland, Odessa area, but all over West Texas. I do want to make a correction. I think I misspoke. Officer Bailey Martin's funeral, I think was tomorrow. It's actually Friday. It'll be this Friday at First Baptist Church at 10 a.m. is that time. I think I said tomorrow. Let me correct that. It is Friday at First Baptist Church at 10 a.m. Then the following Friday on July 25th, Jayda Floyd's funeral will be at sunset at 1 p.m. So we'll get that information up on our website, and we'll have that in our shows tonight for you to let you know when those services are. Both will be remembered, they will be honored, and they will be buried with all the respect of the folks here in the Odessa area for their work. Again, Officer Bailey Martin, for Odessa police officer, who passed away, and again, he will be buried on Friday. And then Jayda Floyd, his girlfriend, who was an Ector County Juvenile Probation officer, will be buried on the 25th at 1 a.m. at sunset. So we wanted to carry these for you live. It takes a lot of work to get these, so I want to thank our crews who've been out there covering Isabella Garriga downtown. I believe she had the help of Sierra Burnett. Also, Jair Brooks Davis was on 2nd Street helping us out with that shot as the procession came by, and then Mary Kate Hamilton and Callie Cummins there at Sunset doing their job. So again, our crews helped to bring this to you. It's sad that we have to do this, but we do want to make sure and let you all know, and wanted to bring these for you so that you could watch them as well. Whether you're at work, whether you're at home, maybe you got a chance to see these and in your way pay your respects to both of these who tragically lost their lives there in the floods at the Hill Country. And of course, the efforts continue to find those. There are still hundreds, a little over 120, 160 bodies or so that are still being identified, some that are still being searched for. There were children that were killed in this. It is a tragedy. They've had floodwaters go back through there again, and this is going to be an ongoing cleanup effort down there in the Hill Country. But again, we wanted to bring this to you. We're going to take a break. We will come back with more news. Our 4 o'clock broadcast will be coming up at the top of the hour. We'll be right back with you.
Live with studios in Midland and Odessa. You're watching First Alert 7 News at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here for First Alert 7 News at 4 o'clock. We're going to start with news from across the state. State Representative Brooks Landgraf of Odessa was once again trying to get rid of the STAR test. He filed House Bill 92 ahead of the upcoming special legislative session. In a statement, Landgraf says Texans have made it clear that they want to scrap the STAR test. Students, parents, and teachers alike, as well as taxpayers, are tired of an unnecessary, expensive system that prioritizes high-stakes test scores over actual learning. House Bill 92 would install common sense to Texas classrooms. Governor Greg Abbott agreed to include the elimination of the STAR on the agenda for the special session that is set to begin on July the 21st. Now, Governor Abbott also called for that special session shortly after lawmakers went home a few weeks ago. Now they must go back to Austin. Other big items on the agenda include a ban on THC products, which lawmakers passed, but the governor vetoed. They also added discussions on flood warnings and preparedness following the recent deadly flooding in central Texas. Again, that is scheduled to start on Monday, July 21st. We have an update on Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's warning letter to a GoFundMe organized by about a fundraiser for Texas flood victims. That organizer, Trey Coppola, has issued a response to the letter saying, quote, "The GoFundMe was genuinely meant to help everyone affected by the Texas floods. It is disappointing that efforts aimed at supporting underserved victims have become a target of unfounded accusations and political grandstanding." He added that he is cooperating with the investigation. You can read more about this by going to our website. That's firstalert7.com. It's time now to talk your weather forecast. Another hot one across West Texas today. We saw some clouds earlier. Any showers out there today, Tom?
A couple of showers here and there, but nothing too heavy, as we are looking at a pretty quiet day across West Texas. Satellite and radar view shows showers brushing the eastern parts of the Permian Basin into the Big Country this afternoon. And we have more rain areas we don't need it down across portions of the heart of Texas and the Hill Country at the present time. And we're looking at a couple of showers back around the Alpine area back over towards Fort Davis at the present time. Looking outside in Odessa, we have a few of these clouds around the area, but nothing too much in the way of showers, and temperatures into the mid to upper 80s out there as humidity levels are high this afternoon, keeping those temperatures down as we are looking at humidity levels near 50% at times. So that's keeping temperatures below that 90-degree mark, and it looks like it's going to make for a milder evening as temperatures will be down into the lower 80s by 10 on their way to the mid-70s. But overall, a warming trend and a drying trend for the rest of the week.
Tom, thanks very much. 4 astronauts back on Earth after a nearly 3-week stay aboard the International Space Station. Their SpaceX capsule splashed down overnight off the coast of Southern California. The private mission was commanded by Peggy Whitson, who has now racked up a U.S. record of 695 days in space. Mark Strassman has the story.
This is an excellent view.
Streaking across the night sky over the Pacific, the Axiom 4 crew returned to Earth early Tuesday.
And we have splashdown of the AX-4 crew back on planet Earth.
Welcome home. A short time later, the recovery team helped the crew out of their Dragon capsule, their first breath of fresh air after 20 days in space.
Ignition and liftoff.
Launched last month, the private mission managed by Axiom Space was commanded by veteran astronaut Peggy Whitson, making her 5th trip to space.
It's so much fun to be up in space again, always fun to be in space, but it's really fun to be in space with 3 new astronauts.
Her crewmates, these 3 rookie flyers, were government-sponsored astronauts from India, Poland, and Hungary, 3 nations that last sent someone to space more than 40 years ago.
It's really amazing. It's a truly amazing place.
Before she launched, we asked Whitson about the mission's goals.
I mean, it's the kind of mission that really puts the international in an international space station, doesn't it?
It does. It absolutely does. And it opens up access to countries that might not normally get access to space.
Mission accomplished. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Atlanta.
All right, we're going to go back downtown Odessa now. We're learning more about Jayda Floyd and who she was. First Alert 7's Isabella Garriga joins us from downtown Odessa. She was on the procession route. She joins us with more. Isabella?
Jayda Floyd had been at the Youth Detention Center as a probation officer for about a year. She was known by the public to be great at her job. Those who knew her, her coworkers and parents that knew her said she was the perfect fit. She knew when to be firm with kids who needed to straighten up, and she didn't hesitate to tell them that. But she also knew when they just needed a friend, someone who would listen and try to understand what they were going through. One Odessa mother, Amber Trevino, says her son was one of Jayda's juvenile parolees. They had known each other for about 6 months.
You knew she was caring. You knew she really loved what she did because, like I said, she didn't judge him. You know, she didn't treat him like he was anything less than a teenager. You know, they're teenagers, they're kids, they don't understand. He needed some help, and she did that. She helped him, and I'm so grateful and thankful for her.
Today was actually supposed to be Jayda's last visit with Trevino's son. Trevino says that she's grateful to know that Jayda is on her way home to Odessa and will be laid to rest soon. She passed downtown here just a few minutes ago, and the community had a great turnout. They asked that you keep Jayda's family, especially tomorrow, as it was supposed to be Jayda's birthday, in your prayers. Reporting for First Alert 7 News, I'm Isabella Garriga.
Isabella, thanks. We are now going to join Mary Kate Hamilton now from Sunset Memorial, where Officer Floyd will be laid to rest on Friday. Mary Kate, what can you tell us about Officer Floyd?
Jay, an extremely emotional and powerful day here at Sunset Memorial Gardens, which was, of course, Jayda Floyd's last stop on her procession back home to Odessa. Lots of emotions here today. I think we can all acknowledge that while we are grateful that Jayda Floyd was able to return to her family and her home, we are mourning the loss of a life that was taken from us far too soon. Again, Jayda Floyd was a public servant. She was so young, but in her young life, she dedicated her entire life to serving our communities. And Ector County Sheriff Mike Griffiths told us that there was never a doubt in his mind that she would receive an honorable procession back home as a thank you for everything she's done for our community. Tons of law enforcement agencies came out today in absolutely full force, Jay. The second I thought the procession might be ending, just more cars kept coming. And of course, lots of family and friends here today. It was so obvious standing here at Sunset Memorial Gardens just how loved Jayda Floyd really is and just how missed she will be. Jay?
Mary Kay, thanks very much. Again, Jayda Floyd's funeral will be on Friday the 25th at 1 p.m. at Sunset Memorial. Officer Bailey Martins will be on Friday at 10 a.m. at First Baptist Church. President Trump doubles down on his tariffs threat, targeting Russia if no deal is reached to end the war in Ukraine. We have more on the president's ultimatum and Russia's response up next.